war worker naval shipyards. They served as Red Cross volunteers and also created the first Chinese USO canteen for servicemen. With the defeat of Germany and Japan, World War II was finally over. The men and women in uniform returned home. Utilizing the GI Bill and their veteran status, they ultimately helped to establish a modern, vibrant post-war Chinese community. With the advent of the 75th anniversary of the ending of World War II, an idea for congressional recognition for our Chinese American veterans began with the efforts of the Chinese American Citizens Alliance. They led the way for the idea of a Congressional Medal for our veterans. It was to become a reality.
When I started this journey with Chinese American Citizens Alliance back in 2016, we knew really that time was against us with the aging World War II veterans. We really wanted to give our World War II veterans a final honor. We had to start locating the families and survivors to get as many signed up as possible. One of the goals of this project was to get the children and grandchildren involved to really see that they had made a great sacrifice for this country. Throughout their lives, many Chinese dedicated themselves to prove that we are as patriotic as any other groups who served in the military.
We wanted the medal to depict that Chinese American veterans served in every theater of war and fought on air, land, and sea. Additionally, we wanted to recognize Chinese American women that served during World War II. The common occupation was a nurse, found in the Army, Army Air Force, and the United States Navy. Although 40% of the veterans could not be citizens, they were proud to serve as Americans.
The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest award given by Congress to civilian individuals or groups, and what it really means to veterans as well as the families is final recognition for all the contributions made by Chinese Americans in the U.S. Armed Services.
We also remember the Chinese Americans who gave their lives in service to our country. Francis B. Y., Captain, 34th Infantry Regiment, United States Army. Captain Y is the only Chinese American recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Hua Kao Kong, Lieutenant, 353rd Fighter Squadron, United States Army Air Force. Harold K. Lee, Corporal, 60th Infantry Regiment, United States Army. David G. Lem, Lieutenant, 499th Bomb Squadron, United States Army Air Force.
War is a time that tries the souls of men and women. And World War II was a time when every patriotic soul was needed. America's 20,000 Chinese American veterans were there, and they stood for America and earned today's thanks, the thanks of a grateful nation. And so, to you, America's Chinese Americans veterans, thank you and God bless you. And God bless as well the nation that stands today, because on a dangerous yesterday, America's veterans, including America's Chinese American veterans, stood for her.
That fateful day set off a series of events affecting every family in the islands. It would determine the future of thousands of young men and women long after the last signature was inked on the Articles of Surrender on the USS Missouri. It molded character and empowered local Asian American Pacific Islanders to discover their collective voice. The Registry of Chinese American Veterans from Hawaii contains the names of the people who would lead in politics, business, and community service. In the Army, the first AAPI Brigadier Generals were Albert Kuali'i Brickwood Lyman and his brother Charles Reed Bishop Lyman from the Hamakua Coast. Frances Brown Y. received the Medal of Honor for heroic action in the Philippines. In the Navy, Admiral Gordon Paea Chung Hoon was the first Asian American Pacific Islander flag officer, recipient of the Navy Cross and Silver Star for heroic action in the Pacific. The guided missile destroyer USS Chung Hoon was launched and home-ported at Pearl Harbor in his honor. In the Army Air Forces, University of Hawaii graduate and Second Lieutenant Wah Kao Kong logged the highest national score in aviation flight school, the first Asian American fighter pilot. Captain George Lee flew countless missions over China in the legendary Flying Tigers. Despite limited military opportunities for women, Ensign Marietta Chong-ing followed her brothers into the Navy, enlisting as a wave occupational therapist to assist injured soldiers and sailors in their rehabilitation. Each overcame negative preconceptions to shine in their service to our country, inspiring the military leaders of today.
More than the color of your skin, it's what you're able to